chipboard?
That's chipboard. That's a white gray chipboard that you used. And then I just cut it to kind of create another journal. I'm like all about journals.
So is everybody else.
Did we do the, I mean, with you it was the journal or it was the tags that we did?
Oh, either. I just want
you did too?
Oh, no, I just did the journal.
The journal?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to use Grunge paste.
Yep.
Yeah, we already used it in the class. And first, I'm going to just add some stenciling on top of my surface and on some part to just add some detail. Okay. So the Grunge paste is a texture paste, and it's based on plaster. And you can sand it, you can tint it, you can do many things with it. And for that, well, for now, we are just going to just apply it through the stencil, and then it will just give us, well, some detail there. Yeah. So I'm just going to apply it there. And this is the new spatula that PaperArtsy are doing. I'm not used to that just yet, but it's good because it has some, well, holes here, so you can basically add texture in some places. So I'm just going to kind of cover part of my design here. See, and you can heat set. The good thing about texture paste, I mean this Grunge paste, is that you can heat set it. It will not blister.
Oh.
And you can basically, apart from tinting, you can sand it back if you want to remove the relief.
Okay.
And then if you just leave it as it is, it will dry in 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it dries really fast.
So when you just lift it, well, it looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So at the moment, I'll just, and you can also, well, my surface is kind of, I work with a glaze, so I can basically remove part of that Grunge paste that I don't want, just to make it a bit more cleaner. Okay. And then
I'm glad to see you were messy using the stencil. It's awesome.
Yeah, you can use with many things. Ideally, you would need to wash it away, so I'll just get a paper towel and create my own baby wipe with some water. And just with that, we'll do for now. But what you can do is cleaning them with toothbrush. I do with a toothbrush and just do it like that under the water. That should be fine. And so I'll heat set it just for you to see that kind of the heat set. But if I leave it, it will dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my own texture, my own rust paste. And I'll be using for that Grunge paste again as a thickener for my Fresco paints.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to select some that I like to work with, and the ones that
are these all the colors?
Yes, they are 130 to have a look because they are gorgeous to have a look at it.
They're beautiful.
Right? So
I like this. You just painted the top?
Yeah. Is that chocolate pudding? No. Let's see. Well, you could do carrot. I think there's one missing.
And of course,
should be
the
a
one
brown.
you want.
Exactly. Well, we could do with this one maybe. Or, well, much plaid. This was one from Seth after they released them instead of fours.
Oh,
so this is one of them, but now you can buy them individually. Then pumpkin soup will be the other one, and then smoked paprika can be used either one, or autumn fire, which is brighter. Okay. So I'm just selecting these three pastes, and that's what it's basically in here. So it's a hint of this. And then for adding some shine and so on, I'll be getting some gold. I may get it from the he may have.
They're stealing them.
Yeah. So at some point I'll tell you we can just grab a little bit of that. But for now we can carry on with this. So by now the texture paste, well, it's almost there. I'll set it aside anyway. And then I'll work on my craft sheet to prepare my pastes. Okay. So I'm just getting the Grunge paste, and I'll get it there. What you can do if you want to get even more texture and more thickness, you can mix it with sand, and then just a little bit, just a little bit of glue, and then it will, to make sure that it doesn't go out basically, and it will definitely, hold there and get you even a thicker result. I can show you another sample that I have hidden afterwards. So you basically want this, and then you want to split it in 3 parts. The biggest part will be the darkest color, so we will just get that one for the brown, and then a little bit for the orange, and then some more for here. So we start mixing. I shake it a little bit. You see well?
Yeah.
And then you want to tint it with that. So we start mixing. It's a bit messy, but I taught a course with this and I enjoyed it a lot. So. And because I was looking for black pudding, which might be on the table, and it has a bit more orangey or not as a gray effect, I'm going to mix it with brown shade to get more red. Just a little bit. So you can, I mean, ideally, if you want to use it through the stencil, now you're making it too watery. So it may not be that good for stenciling, but for the purpose that we're using, it will be fine. So, okay. And I still want a darker color. So we'll go with this one. Well, no, that's too red. So basically you prepare the three pastes. And then you would need a flat brush to apply it on top of the surface. Here. Because I'm starting with a big surface first, I use a big brush, and then on the other two I'll use a smaller brush. So that's one. It's done. And really at last I enjoy doing this messy thing.
I like mixing crowds together. It's great.
Yeah, so that was good.
It's part of the fun of doing it.
Yeah.
I embrace the mess.
Good, well done. So now this one is ready as well.
¿Quieres que te filme, Raquel?
Bueno, si quieres, sí.
¿Dónde es que no sé el móvil en el bolsillo?
Sí.
¿Lo busco yo?
Bueno, es igual, haremos técnicas. My mom wants to film. I mean, I told her we could do a live.
Mom?
Yeah.
Oh.
My mom and my dad. My
I didn't
assistant.
realize that.
Yeah.
She was
Taking
wonderful.
care of the daughter on the bump, you know?
Yeah. I took her class the other day. It was amazing.
Yeah. So they were behind the scene helping a little bit as well. Okay. So now we have the third base. And again, we can mix it with the other brush. I have a third brush. I mean, you just need one and then clean it.
Now, do you live in London too now?
No.
Barcelona.
Ah, you
still?
understood.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even think. I'm so sorry.
No, perfect. Keep her talking.
Keep talking. Talk slowly, right?
Slowly.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is apply brush paste all over here, right? So we start with the dark color. We unload it a little bit, and then we start touching. Okay. And then, well, you will be able to see at the end that this image is a bit raised, so we will be able to see it a little bit. And then it's just a matter of, well, of putting that in. But to make it a bit quicker, I'm going to just apply a quick layer first, like that.
I'm very interested in making it.
And then we start adding texture. So let's do like this first, just to have a quick background. So I don't want to for you to stay here the whole hour. Okay, and then we start just dabbing.
Oh,
Okay, and that adds also texture.
yep.
Yeah. I like to work with flat brushes for that. So these are the stenciling brushes. You can find them anywhere. I work here. Better. So it's like that.
Oh, and that's where you get the texture of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the first layer. So chocolate pudding would have been a bit better, but okay. So let's say that this is enough. So this is the first layer and it needs to be very in the background. And then the next layers that you can also apply with, even if it doesn't have anything, you can also apply it like around there and the edges. and
That's a good idea.
just to frame it and to hit. It's nice that the stamp comes out also of the rust. Well, I like it. So far we have this, okay? And now we are going to heat it a little bit. So we move
Yeah,
on
it's
to
got
the
to be
next.
dry before you apply
Yes,
the next.
because you don't want mixed colors.
Right.
You want to add on top. And then these are translucent. I mean, ideally it would be better if they were opaque, but translucent also lets you give a little hint, and also the paste itself is, makes it a bit more opaque.
Right.
So you can kind of play around with it. So I think I'll apply another layer because I want really a brown there. And I think it was because my surface was non-porous that it's not sticking very well. I'm just reusing an old project. So I'll add another layer, and this one will be thicker. Yeah, that should be better. So now if you can see, it's nice and matte and brown. And then the next layers that we want to apply, they should be less and less. So that's why we did smaller and smaller bits and pieces. So for the next one, I'm going to start with this, and I want this unloaded. So I just want
Just a little bit at a time.
Exactly. So you start touching.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then, well, basically you start adding the rust. And I like to work from the
Edge at
frames and then going lighter and lighter. You could have started directly with this color, but then you should have, added more to the mix and do the other way around. But I find that starting with the dark, well, it depends on what you prefer. If you want to see more brown, then you start with that one. If you want to see a rust effect that comes with more orange, then you start with the orange.
Can you just tap each layer on like that?
Yeah.
You should realize this so that you can say you did.
Touch. And then, I mean, you keep on building and it's like, yeah, well, it doesn't look like rust yet. But when you apply the gold, it's like magic happens, you know? So. And also because things are highlighted, then things start to pop up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You can see the stenciling a bit more now. Yep. Because it's easier to actually touch that bit. Okay. We will just do a little bit more on the bottom. And then we'll move on to the final color that we have here on the table. And this is almost dry. Fresco paints that dry super quickly. So if I'm just adding this bit, now they don't even need to be heat set. We'll do it just to make sure that there is no cross-contamination in the next layer, but just a quick blast to show you. This is how it's looking so far. The second layer of color. Yep.
That's it?
And you see the texture that we're getting. And the good thing about this is that you can transform any chipboard in actual, rust. So, yeah. So now I'm going to select with the yellow. And again, a super tiny bit that is even smaller than the actual orange. So just a bit.
That looks cool. Yeah. That makes it look really neat.
So basically, I mean, you don't need those rust pastes that are more expensive. That with different products and with all those ranges of paints, you can create your own patina. Or so you could also do turquoise and also some orangey and bronze to create a totally different effect and mix and match. So that would be it.
Cool.
Yeah. And now we're going to borrow the gold from the table. And add the final touch. This part needed a bit more brown, but you get the idea here of what it's getting. Yep. So, can you get the gold? The gold there? We're going to get the gold.
Yeah.
Just putting, well, I'll put a big blob so then I don't bother him anymore. But that should be more than enough.
Mom's got it.
Yeah. So now I'm going to clean just one of the brushes, maybe the small one better. And again, a hint of it, or if you like it, also more. I love
It's more fun to improvise.
Yeah. So again, you touch it and then release it a little bit, and then you start touching here.
Oh, there
And then
you
magic
go.
starts happening. I really like this. So again, on the edges, I put a bit more,
Yep.
and then I go in the middle. So this is fun, and then it's very difficult to actually get people to do it wrong.
Well, you kind of can't do it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have it for whatever reason you put too much of the red orange, and you want to bring it down, you go again to your black. I mean to your
just
brown,
add more brown,
and
right?
put it more. Yeah, because it's opaque. So and then. Okay. And then on the bottom as well, a little bit. And again, if you have like a frame of kind of chipboard, well, you can make it rust or any other arrangement. So this is how it looks.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
It really is.
Like it.
Think of what you could do on a cheap frame.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
And touch it. Even to the touch, it seems like metal, isn't
Got
it?
it?
Yep. That looks awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, they gave you your gold.
I wasn't.
I really wasn't walking off with it, I swear.